Another day, another video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we are watching 30 Reasons Why. This episode 9 of season 3. Hopefully guys are excited for today's episode. So last episode, interesting. Clay is the main suspect, isn't it? The sheriff has brought Mr. Porter in, of all people, to try and get information out of pupils in the school. Now, it looked like they was trying to paint Clay in a bad light, to be honest. You know, when I was watching it, I was actually saying that it actually was going against Mr. Porter because everybody was saying good things about Clay. They had Zach in there. They had Cyrus, who we've not seen much of this season at all, to be fair, in there. We had Tyler. We also had Justin, Alex and Jess, all of them being interviewed, all of them being asked questions, and all of them saying positive things about Clay. Now, some of them did say some negative things about Mr. Porter as well, which I had to deflect and say, we're not here about me, we're here about Clay. But I did think it worked in Clay's favour. Now, interestingly, Tony wasn't interviewed. He wasn't at school again. But we did see him in a couple of scenes here and there. But, you know, he wasn't hardly focused in on. But Tyler, later on in the episode, revealed to Clay, after Clay had a conversation with Mr. Porter, you know, Clay was pretty much arguing with him, and he ended up telling him that, look mate, I was actually trying to shed you in a good light. I know that you're a good student and a good person, not capable of doing something like this, and I was trying to obviously get everybody to say some decent things so the sheriff could hear it, which was really decent. And Justin backed it up and said, yeah, it actually makes total sense that, you know, when I was saying some good stuff about you, he was smiling and kind of nodding, didn't really understand what was going on, but I kind of get, you know, why he was doing that now. Mr. Porter also asked any questions to Clay about Tyler, whether, you know, like something's happened to him. He said that over, you know, the period since he's last seen him to now, he seems like his personality's changed. He thinks it might have something to do with Monte. Clay then obviously went to speak to Tyler about it. He was saying, look, I've noticed stuff as well. You don't come in the bathrooms anymore. You don't like it when people touch you. You're kind of like quiet and reserved. And then he ended up telling him, obviously, the story of what happened, how he got his head smashed into the glass, then off the sink, and then put into the toilet before, obviously, Monty and the other two guys started jamming stuff up his backside. And, you know, it was a tough scene to watch. It was really good acting. I felt sorry for Tyler. You know, I thought Clay done really well in not actually engaging and saying anything, just let him express himself. And then Tyler ended up saying that, you know, Bryce actually was helping him. He left him a voicemail saying that he was dealing with a situation. He was shocked when Tyler told him what Monty had done, and Bryce said that he'd go and speak to him. That leaves a door open to possibly, you know, Bryce being attacked by Monty, and maybe they had an altercation, a fight, you know, an argument, and something happened to him. Clay went and confronted him at the end of the episode, and he said, mate, you know, you should be looking a bit closer to home. You know, you're actually picking on me, thinking I've done something. What about Justin? He's going to be the one to throw you under the bus. And then he said, you know, Justin shaves with with an electric shaver, so he won't need a shaving can. Why's he got one in his bag? Clay's gone. He's opened it up. He's seen it. He has got shaving cream. He's gone to squirt it. Not worked. Shook it. Something in there. Opened it up. He's found a bottle of opioids. So very, very interesting, mate. I can't wait to see what Clay says to Justin once he obviously gets back to the room. So that is where we currently are. I hope you guys are excited for today's episode. If you are, please smash like. Really helps out. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode.
Of course, you know Justin Foley's a drug addict. Well, you need to, for where we're going.
What's going on?
Skip the righteous anger and fast forward to you explaining why you have an oxy prescription in the name of Bryce Walker. He sold these to you, didn't he?
You got it all wrong.
Then explain it to me. Where did you find the pill?
At the Chatham house. You saw me upstairs in the hallway, remember? Just taking the oxy from Bryce's bathroom. That's why I was acting so weird, but I'm telling you, it's just that once.
Means you never know what to believe. You're always waiting for the next bad news.
What happened?
Clay, honey, sit down.
You've officially been named a person of interest. Can't arrest you. They don't have enough. So they try to put public pressure on you. They don't have the evidence to call you a suspect, but they want you scared.
Taken? Knock yourself out.
After the police named you a person of interest in Bryce Walker.
I'd laugh my head off me if he got that. Oh.
Who are you? Austin James. I write for the Evergreen County Register.
You come in here again, I'll see to it that your coffee is pissed in.
Yo, I would have laughed my head off when he got that thing out.
Did your boy find your stash? What the fuck do you know about it?
I pay attention. What if BRYCE found out that you were using again? So you and shit took him out.
So either two things could have happened. You did do it, or maybe Clay and I did.
You seem angry. Guilty people get angry.
Maybe people who are falsely accused get more angry.
That's
You're still not
true.
sure which one I am, right?
He was right. I hadn't made my mind up. And your press conference worked on me.
Before that actually goes into her narration, yeah, I'm disappointed with her by saying that she actually hadn't made her mind up herself, and the police's press conference worked on her. Like, yeah, I get it work on Joe Public and random people in the school, people who don't know Clay, but people that have been around him and people who've known him for so long shouldn't be persuaded by a news story. Should be going straight to the source and asking him the questions that they can do. He would dare tell her, but the thing is, she can't make her mind up. And she's saying, yeah, I should have told him everything that I know. Well, you should do, because once you tell him everything you know, he might tell you everything, and everything might just fall into place. You know what I'm saying? Right now, everybody holds a little bit of info, and instead of just getting it out there, it's just a bunch of BS all over the place, and everybody's just pointing fingers. It's you, it's you, it's you. And if you just said it, if you're innocent, do you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll just help everybody out.
While everyone was looking at Clay, I was thinking about Justin.
I don't want this to be over.
I don't either.
Maybe we just
Go back to how it was.
go back on the down low till all this settles.
I'm supposed to be living my truth, right? Well, the truth is that I love your lame ass, Justin Foley.
Yes, Jessica. So just be together.
People are gonna talk about us.
People always talk about us.
If you were using, he would have been caught. Or maybe you knew he was using and you helped him? No way.
Justin hoped football would help him find himself again.
Get the knees up. Heel straight up under the body. Up. Holy. Come on, get moving, man. You quit out here, you quit in a game.
Yeah, maybe I should just quit now and save everyone the trouble.
All I know is you go back there, you ain't getting back out again. So you run that track, 2 miles.
How's it 2 miles already?
You want 3? No.
Do what the coach says, mate.
Go.
2 miles is not even that bad.
I promised I would do everything I could to eradicate jock culture.
But you can't say that jock culture is this or that. There isn't just one culture. Some guys do shit. But for lots of guys, football's their only shot at a college scholarship.
I like what he was just saying there, though. Like, it's not stereotypical. You can't say all jocks, so to speak. And, like, yeah, if they've got double the funding of, like, the drama and whatever of a department, but they've got 4 times more members, then, again, that would, to me, make sense. Like, it's not about you've got 10 members and you've got 10 members, so you've got 10 grand and you've got 5. No, that's not equal. But you've got 10 members, you've got 40, you've got, you know, more than double that their funding. That would make sense. More people taking part, more funding towards them. Now, it's a scholarship. Like, say you go to college and it costs 30 grand, for example. When you get a scholarship, does that 30 grand somebody else pay for it? Is that what it is? Is that why it's so important? You know, that's why people really want a scholarship so much. Not like Justin, clearly he can't afford that money, so like if you got a scholarship, somebody else will pay it, so then it's successful, it's meaningful to him, he'll work so hard to get it. That's what I think it is, you know what I mean? Like, and that would make total sense for somebody to work hard and go for it, do all these summertime jobs and all that everybody tries to do, all this like extra credit. Because if that does take into account you getting that scholarship, it's well worth it in the long run, innit? Because you'd be saving so much money if someone else is paying for it.
You need to tell Jess that you're using again. It's true, isn't it?
Did Clay tell you?
No, but you are. She seems to love you for whatever reason.
Wait, you can't deal with that?
I've been dealing with it for 2 years now, asshole.
Isn't it funny how like lads just have conversations having a piss like that? It's standard.
You saw the news.
Yeah, I kind of think everyone did. For what it's worth, you've always been interesting to me. Just remember that you know who you are. And they don't.
It's like if you know you're innocent, then does it matter what everyone else thinks? Because you know that you're innocent.
Wait, hold on. We finally find out if Percy forgives Astrid for leaving him for dead on Rykon 7. And all we've got is Sweet.
Hannah, she killed herself a year ago today. Been on my mind.
I'm sure. Do you want to talk about it?
What is this that we're doing? You started this friendship, not me. I didn't even want any more friends. The ones I have are already a whole lot. So.
I don't know, exactly. They had people who believed him. I decided I was one of those people.
What is it?
Justin was lying to you. Told you he stole a bottle after the funeral. After the police found Bryce's steroid stash at the crime scene, they swept his room clean.
You shouldn't love me. You shouldn't.
Why not?
Because I'm fucking bad for you.
Talk to me. What's going on?
I cheated on you.
Isn't it mad that he thinks that that's a better route to go down than saying that you're taking drugs? Do you know what I mean? It's crazy. How much does he owe him? Is it $1 grand?
Either you pay me or you work.
No, I'm not doing that.
You meet me out back in 5.
Oh, he's dealing. Yo, that's a sick way of doing it.
You really think my customers wouldn't notice you skimming off the top? I want 2,000 for what you owe and what you stole, and I want it tomorrow.
My lawyer made it all go away. The deputy told my lawyer that Seth is back. Are you caught up with him?
Who the fuck is Abercrombie? I know you from somewhere?
No, you don't. He's got the money. Can we just get this done with already?
He got a weird thing tattooed on his hand.
To cover Justin's debt and to make sure that you leave him alone.
You're that rapist kid, aren't you? I thought I recognized you.
And my life is pretty fucked up too, which means I have no problem dedicating whatever's left of it to ruining yours.
Oh, what, right? It's interesting actually. Everybody calls Bryce a rapist, and he is. He is a rapist. But he won his trials. He won the case against the school, and he won the case against Jessica. So, like, I would always be in denial if I was Bryce. I'd be like, no, I'm not a rapist. And everywhere I went, I'd say no, 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 no. Did I lose? Did we go to court? Was it cleared? Yeah. Am I a rapist? No. That's what I would play. What's the point? Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously we know he is, and he's definitely a rapist, but like, he just accepts it now. Like, people say, you're that rapist guy. Yeah, yeah. In that situation, it works, because he flipped it and was saying, well, you know what crazy shit that I've been into in the past, so you think that, you know, my life's going down spiraling, you think I've got any problem taking you out as well with me? No chance, mate. Literally, I'll do whatever it takes to take you down. It works, but in terms of, like, the other thing that I just said there, he technically won all these cases. Everybody does say he's a rapist, and we know that that is factually true. But, do you know what I mean? It's interesting that he's going around kind of, like, acknowledging it, even though he won both times. Just shows what money buys you, pretty much, innit? It's madness.
That shit'll kill you dead. One shot, you get something that's too strong, or fucking fentanyl or something.
Are you gonna teach me now? You take this shit?
I don't. Makes me puke like a fire hose. Taper off it if you can. Don't fucking die.
Send me a text on the day they found his body.
Why though? Like, literally, it wouldn't make any sense. If he did attack Bryce, it wouldn't make any sense. Why?
Alright, we gotta be quick.
Can we expect him back soon?
I don't know, Ani. He doesn't exactly keep banker's hours.
This is Bryce's watch.
We know you did to Bryce Walker. We're calling the cops.
Clay, don't!
The fuck you talking about? I had no idea the watch belonged to the dead kid. Junkie here gave it to me for product.
Legally, it should have no bearing on the adoption proceeding. Clay's over 18 now, and if any adult living in the household has been convicted of a felony, the adoption will be denied. You boys get some sleep.
When you live with an addict, everything starts looking suspicious. Like the one time Justin decides to close the door to do his business.
Shut the fucking door! What are you doing? What the fuck does it look like I'm doing?
He told Clay it was actually the watch he had taken the day of the funeral. But he had
That
taken
would
much
make
more from
sense.
Bryce before that.
Field house for East County. We will go directly into the visitor locker room. State guys will supervise the testing, all right?
Sports had always been the cure for Justin. But on the field, that night, he felt more alone than ever.
Yeah, like he don't look good. Looks like he's suffering from being off the drugs there.
Did you make a coverage on that last down?
No.
That's all I want from you.
Like
Honesty?
Apology?
No apology. Accountability.
I'm not gonna pass this drug test. You're right, man. About playing again. It's been good for me. I just wanted you to be the first person I told.
Yeah, anyway, we've seen it on Euphoria. She gets it in that little bottle. It's for a woman. Yeah, you can sit down on the toilet. Do you know what I mean? Where, like, a guy, you stand up. So if someone stood directly behind you, they'd see you tampering with something. Like, do you know what I mean? Where, like, obviously, we see Rue, she's got it strapped to her leg in it. So when she sits down and she just pisses in the cup, or she just squeezes the bottle while she's just sat down, it looks natural. With a guy, it'd be totally different. It'd be well hard to do. So I don't know how they're going to get through this. I'm assuming that, you know, if you're doing a drugs test, it's somebody who's literally physically stood there watching you have a piss, so to speak, instead of like, you know, oh, you just go in that cubicle there, and then when you're in there, you could have already had some, took it in with you. Do you know what I mean? In a bottle and poured it in, or you're not even pissing it, you've already got it pre-prepared. So it's going to be interesting to see. But in terms of like what that coach just said about accountability, I like it, because in the present, it kind of stresses me out how everybody, I said it earlier, everybody's got all this information that would benefit everybody if it was all just out in the open. But like, they're so afraid or like scared of being judged, or like, you know, what people are going to think and put two and two together, that they just withhold it. And then when it comes out in drips and drabs, you look even worse. You know what I mean? It's like, you find about something about Justin today, and then tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, you're like, fucking hell, mate, how much are you hiding here? Literally. But it's much worse than just saying, look, mate, yeah, I am. I'm still taking the drugs. I take it like every couple of days, keeps me on the straight and narrow. Bryce did give him me every now and again, and he helps me with Seth. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was so much better than having all these little drips and drabs coming out here and there, and everybody like trying to put two and two together, telling Jess that you cheated on her. Do you know what I mean? Like, the situation's way worse than it needed to be, and if it was just, the truth was just told. Do you know what I mean?
I got you. What? I got you.
How'd you get around
Shut
it?
the fuck up.
I heard you got your dicks fed to you tonight. How'd we get like this? You and me.
You raped my girlfriend?
That is the literal truth. There's no sugarcoating it. It's a fact.
He gave you the drugs so he could control you.
No, this was different.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
It's different.
How do I know I can believe you?
How do I know I can believe you? Maybe I just get the hell out of here and spare everyone the trouble.
That's the worst thing that can happen, because you can just get worse and worse. I know.
You all made Clay a person of interest, isolated, alone in the world.
What's he got in that? That's pretty sick, that. What's he got? Oh, Joke's giving him back.
I'd do anything for you.
Same.
Hi, Mrs. Baker.
Justin said he'd do anything for Clay.
Well, you should, Doc. Alright, yeah, I'll see you then.
And that
Wow,
was about to
Hannah's
get complicated.
So she was the one that rang him, and he said that he's sorry that he didn't return her call. So I don't know whether it's recent or like, you know, back in the Hannah stages, but that's well interesting, mate. You know, Hannah's mum ringing him. Now, in terms of the Justin situation, do you know what I mean? Like, you can't really, not slag him off for taking the drugs, but like, you've got to be sympathetic and try to understand certain situations. So, for example, somebody on drugs, I've never taken them, but the way I'm going to say it and like try to understand it is, say you eat food, and yes, you can go, if you really pushed it and you stopped and went cold turkey, you could probably go 3 or 4 days without eating any food. Like, yeah, it'd be hard, you'd be struggling, you'd be pretty much dying, I'm starving, but at a certain point you're like, mate, I've got to eat something, and you eat it, and that's how the drugs is. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the only way I can kind of understand it, is the fact that Justin is sitting there right now, or then, or whenever, it's like knowing that these drugs are bad for me and I don't want to take them, and he tries and tries and tries, and he'll get to a point where he breaks, I have to have some, and it's like, you can try and try and try not to eat, but at some point you're eating. I don't care what you're saying, your body is making you eat. And you know what I mean? So like, he knows it's not good, and like, he even went as far as to tell Jessica that he was cheating on her because he's embarrassed that he's taking the drugs. And again, it's really sad, because I actually felt really bad for Jess, you know, because she's just really happy that she's like, do you know what, sack it, mate. Instead of us just being this quiet thing that everybody's judging us about, we've had people talk about us before, worse than this. I love you, you love me, you know, let's just go for it. Instead of being on the low key, let's just be a normal couple. Justin was loving it as well, but obviously Alex has come in, confronting him about taking the drugs, know that he's using. He's told him that he needs to confront Jess and tell her, otherwise he probably will. And obviously he's panicked, gone in, like, you know, like crazy mode, and said that, you know, they need to end it. And it's way, I think it's way worse than telling her that he's, you know, on drugs again. You could say, look, you know, I've been taking, ever since Bryce has died, I've been taking drugs here and there, a couple of opioids, and, you know, I just need to tell you before, you know, anybody else comes out and you start judging men, like, I'm doing this and saying it and reaching out because I want some help. I want to stop. I don't want to take them. And like, you know, you're my girlfriend and I need you by my side. Do you know what I mean? Like, That's what needed to be said. But it wasn't. He went down a different avenue because he was scared of being judged, and it was well ruthless. Honestly, it really was. So again, do you know what I mean? I'm glad that it's out in the open between these two here at the end, because too many secrets getting fed in drips and drabs makes the situation look way worse than just revealing it all at once. And that is, finally, it looks like, hopefully, that's what he's done. But now they said, I'll do anything. I'll do anything. And then Mrs. Baker's rang, and he said, mate, I'm going to be pushing Justin to the test about that I'll do anything thing. Who knows what that means, but I'm excited. Okay, that's going to wrap up today's episode. Thanks so much for checking out the channel today. Hopefully, guys did enjoy it. Heavily focused on Justin, his storyline, obviously his drug addiction. And, you know, even again, from Justin's point of view, he's saying Bryce has changed. It's been a running consistent theme across pretty much every single person that's encountered him this season. Whether it's been Justin, whether it's been Anna, whether it's been Alex, and, you know, whether it's been Tyler, it's still a running theme that he's improving. Now, even I have acknowledged that he's improving. I'm actually liking the growth of his character, but again, it's just a little too late with these people and with me in terms of the actions that he's done. That's why I said it would be perfect if he picked himself up on like a claw machine. I just dropped himself in another state, another place, and started fresh with this new personality that he's trying to adapt with, because this Bryce is much better than the old one. But like I said, with the relationships that he's ruined and burnt, you can't rekindle it, even though these people can still see that he is trying to obviously be better. Now, he helped Justin in the state of he owed $2,000, well, $1,000, and Seth he lifted it to $2,000 because obviously he was selling it, which I thought was a really sick way he was selling it actually. At Monet's, he was putting like a double cup, dropping it in, and obviously like giving it to him. The thing is, though, it seemed like he was taking it a little bit for himself and smoking it, and obviously he's found out about it, and now he wants interest, he wants more. Bryce has come, he's giving $5,000 actually. He's like, look mate, leave him alone. Now it seems like Justin's robbed the watch out of Bryce's place as well, on the day that Clay seen him. That may be because Justin's even in more shit than we know. Do you know what I mean? Like, Seth's still here. He's not got out of the city. He's still there. And now, obviously, he's told Clay about his addiction, and Clay's obviously given him his drugs back at the end and said, look, he'll do anything for him. I like how Justin was acknowledging that he needs to go to, he needs to go to therapy, or what's it called, like a rehabilitation centre, and obviously get better, and he'll tell his parents, and hopefully they don't kick him out. That's the best thing, you know. The hardest thing is acknowledging that you've got a problem. And then the next best thing is asking for the help, and that's what he's doing. So hopefully he does get on the straight and narrow. But like I said, he's done this after he's kind of said that to Jess, which I feel really sorry for her about. I like how we're introducing Cyrus kind of back into the fold. You know, he's not really been in this season at all, but he dropped in, sat down, and said to Clay that, you know, they should hang out sometime. And, you know, they should do, mate, because he was decent with the Tyler storyline last season. Obviously, like, they ended their friendship because Tyler kind of went off the rails a little bit, and obviously, like, I don't know, shouted at his sister, and then he got angry, and then they obviously both went and got sent to different places. But, you know what I mean? I thought he was decent, and I would be happy to see him reintroduced back into the show. Now, I like how Arnie finally agreed that she doesn't think that that Clay is part of the Bryce death, and she revealed some information to him. It's about time, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got too many secrets, need to get everything out into the open. So now we know that Seth texts Justin saying, now you're next, or I'll be coming for you, or something like that. So I have no idea if he's involved with the Bryce death or not. You know what I mean? I literally have no idea. But it was the football game. They did get beat, and then obviously it was a drugs test, and Zach actually helped Justin, which is interesting. I don't know how he done it. He said he switched him. Don't know who he switched it with, but you know what I mean. And Justin obviously met Bryce after the game, obviously give him some more pills. Bryce was saying that he feels like they're not going to win a game all season, and he said, well, we're going to win one against Hillcrest, and he started laughing. But the thing is, all this kind of went down, the craziness and everything happened after they had the match against Hillcrest. So it's going to be exciting to see what actually happened in that game, because it seemed like Bryce is kind of like, not rekindling relationships, but he's kind of fixing or trying to. So going into this, you know, everybody would be in a better place than he was with him at the end of last season, where, yeah, if somebody did want to attack him and take him out, it would make more sense. They still probably want to do it now. It's an easy chance that they can hit him without getting no consequences, isn't it? So it's going to be exciting to see if anybody actually does target him when they do actually play Hillcrest. But that's where we currently are. Hopefully you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please smash a like. It really helps out. Subscribe if you do. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.